What's going down? Coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. What's going down, man? You know what it is, man. Like, share the video. Tell me where you from. Where you from? 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 Tell me where you from. Where you from? 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 Tell me where you from. Smash the like button and tell me where you from. Where you from? Yes, sir. It's official. Like a referee with a whistle. That's weird. I'm telling you. 1 minute. Excuse me. Tell me where you from. Where you from? Where you from? It's a Wednesday afternoon, and I'm on the East Coast. East Coast is the best coast. No, I haven't done a weekday live in a long time. I figured I'd come on a couple minutes, do a little something, something. Yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time. Yeah. I know one thing, a lot of people haven't been getting the notices. I keep getting these messages about St. Patrick's Day. People sending me this shit for. I ain't Irish. People always, what's crazy to me? People always want to be involved into something that don't have anything to do with them. I don't understand that. It ain't got nothing to do with you, but you want to be involved in the St. Patrick's Day. That doesn't make any sense to me. That just never made any sense to me. Why do you want to be involved with something that don't have anything to do with you? I ain't Irish. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Then you got a bunch of guys out here, butt kisses. So whatever the woman into, he's into, because he thinks that somehow, some way, he's gonna get brownie points because he's siding with her, or in this case, getting close to her. So he thinks that eventually she'll warm up to him. He'll get some. You got a bunch of game goofy guys out here that's like this. They do this with all holidays. I know guys that do this. They don't care nothing about the holidays. But if the woman cares about the holiday, he'll go along with it and butter her up and just try to manipulate her and, to his benefit so he can try to get some. A lot of guys that do this. We ain't got to be a necessarily a St. Patrick's Day. Could be Christmas, could be Valentine's Day, could be Memorial Weekend, could be 4th of July, whatever. I just I just find that that's a weak move from a guy's perspective, in my opinion. It's a weak move when guys do stuff like that. I mean, stuff that they don't even care about. They're always looking for an edge, or should I say, an angle, to try to manipulate or take advantage of the woman because he wants to get some. And they do this. A lot of guys do this when it comes. They'll try to get the girl drunk too. They'll do stuff like that. You know, it's just a weak move, man. If you got to do all that to get some cooch, that's kind of weak, man. You put the woman on the pedestal. She's supposed to be putting you on the pedestal. See, when you put her on the pedestal, or when you take those weak angles trying to manipulate the woman, you give her permission to put herself on the pedestal. A lot of weak dudes out here, man. Call them the Simpsons. That's a good one. I never heard nobody say that. Simpsons. That's funny. That's a good one. A lot of dudes do that, man. It's like, you can't get no weaker than that, bro. My God. The only thing else left is just paying. I don't even call paying a weak move. It's more of a lazy move. If you're tricking, you're just lazy. Yeah, that's all that is. And there's some guys, they're just gonna have to pay for the rest of their lives. There's just some guys that just ain't gonna make it. There's some guys, man, that'll listen to me, that's been listening to me for 5 years. They still ain't got it yet. There's some guys, I don't know if they read everything I wrote, but I know they bought everything I wrote and some. And they still don't get it. I don't know what else to tell them. And some of these same dudes, unfortunately, I've done one-on-ones with them. We got on the telephone, we chatted up, done Skype session, or and they still don't get it. Right? Now that's only a small percentage of dudes now. But then you got another group of dudes. They'll read not even 2 books. They'll read 1 book. Love Can't Wait. Bam. They got it. They'll read it 2, 3, 5 times. Bam. Off to the races. I never hear from them or see from them again until like 2, 3 years later. They'll send me an email or come back on the channel and they'll say, "Oh, man, I found a girl that I always wanted. She pregnant. We having a baby in a couple months. We getting married, and I'm making all this money now. I got a good job, and on and on and on and on." It's always a small percentage of guys that just get it initially, but that ain't the majority, unfortunately. It's like I would say it is, I put people in groups. Is the 3%ers that immediately get it. Bam. He grabbed the book, read the book, off to the races. You know, he got the girls, money. Sky's the limit. And then it's the 27% where it's like, they just need a little direction. Maybe they're confused about some things. And they'd be like, hey, I got a couple questions for you, whatever. I'll get them the answer. I'll tell them what I would do. I'll tell them what I've done. And they'd be like, cool, I'm out. They'll come back and be like, yo, that shit worked, yo, appreciate it. Right? And then you got the 70%ers. It ain't no hope for them. It ain't no hope. It don't matter what you tell them. It just ain't gonna work. They're hopeless. They're broken. Most of them. It's like a lot of them self-sabotage. You can get them the right answer. You can give them direction. You can be there while it's going down for them. You can even tell them what to say if you're right beside them. And they'll still blow it. They'll have all the right answers and everything. In the flesh, you're right there beside them, like you're his best man or some shit like that. And they'll still blow it. That's self-sabotage, man. That's self-sabotage. Because he thinks he doesn't deserve it. So he'll just blow it. You can't help those people. But those are the 70%ers. The sheep. Some people call them the sheeple. Some people call them the masses. You can't help them people, man. It's like that programming is so strong. You can't break that shit. Only people that can break it is them. You competing against Time Warner Cable, or Comcast, whatever the name is now. And the friends is telling them how sorry they are, how lame they are, how ugly they are, all kind of bullshit. When this is what you competing against when you meet most people. And most people are not coming from a good place, man. They don't have supporting family members that's jumping up and down, high-fiving them, telling them how much they believe in them. Nah, most people ain't got like that. Most people are around people that's very negative, including themselves. This is why most people don't do anything. Very little. They don't have a support structure. They don't have it. And I know how that feels because at one point I didn't have it either. So this is why a lot of times when I meet somebody, even online sometimes, if somebody says some old hateful ass shit, I kind of feel sorry for them sometimes. Cause I don't know about you, but when I'm looking at a video online, and if I don't like where it's going, I just leave. If I don't like the video, I just leave. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna say anything negative if I can't say nothing positive. But these people do. They'll feel the need to say something negative regardless. That's that's all they know. They don't know nothing. They don't know any positivity. They don't have none of that. I give you an example. Couple months ago, my last year, I had a lady call me up. She saw my website online, right? ChooseYourRelationships.com. I had a lady call me up and she was basically asking for advice how I got my website together and everything, right? So she was like, probably like 10 minutes in, she was like, she don't believe that that's my website. I'm like, what? Not only do she don't believe that it's not my website, she don't believe I did it. What? So I'm like, okay, hold up. Why you call me? That's my question to her. Why'd you call me? Why'd you feel the need to pick up the phone and dial my number and call me to tell me this? She couldn't come up with an answer. Couldn't come up with an answer. Because there's no logical answer to do any of that bullshit. It's like you at your house somewhere in butt fuck America somewhere in the sticks with them damn hillbillies out there. And you gonna get on the phone and call me and tell me, oh, I don't believe it's your website. What? Get off my phone. You crazy? This is what you're dealing with out here, though. I use that example because this is what you're dealing with out here. You're dealing with people that's have lost their damn mind. You know, I don't even take them. You can't take them serious. The majority of them, especially if they're in a 70% crowd, you really can't take them serious. And you know the crazy thing? You know the crazy thing, man? I know some of these people personally. They'll buy all your shit and won't read nothing and won't do nothing. The products are still sitting on the shelf. So let's take Tony Robbins for example. Tony Robbins, you know that old dude be jumping up on stage, have the crowd rocking like he's at a rock concert. Now, people show up to see Tony Robbins paying 2 to 3,000 at his events. Like his events is usually 2 days, usually, right? And they'll show up there, bought the ticket for 3,000. Plus, when they get there, they'll buy the rest of the stuff he has, right? Go back home, won't do anything. He'll have them walking on hot coals, hot fire, and they'll go home, won't do anything. But they'll brag about just being there and all the money they spend. The reason why they don't do anything, because they feel like they go back home, the people they're around are negative. There's no support structure there. Plus, they don't believe that they deserve it. And that shit happens all the time, man. All the time. And people like Troy Davis, it's like, and you can't, and these people are like roaches. You can't run from them. They're everywhere too. You know. They're like roaches, man. They come out. They say they come out at night. No, they come out during the day too. Said she was flirting. Nah, I don't know how the lady look. It's hard to flirt over the telephone. If you don't know how somebody look, I really don't. If I don't know how you look, I really ain't gonna take that serious. Really. So today you got guys that act like women and women act like men. Well, sometimes women they go back and forth. They act like they got the penis and the vagina at times. But check this out. That same woman, that's all masculine, if the right dude comes around, she will transform and become so submissive and so kind and so supportive. I've seen this happen many times. Yeah. I've seen it happen so many times. So let's take that masculine woman at work that walk around the office with iron fists. If the right dude comes around, she'll transform. She'd be like, oh, her eyes get all big. Her, that's what's crazy. That's what's crazy, man. I've seen this happen quite a few times. Mississippi in the house. What up, Shelly? Said true, no support structure all the time. Yeah. Most people aren't coming from a good place. They don't have a lot of people, positive people around, you know, that cares about their well-being and self-interest. Now, let me tell you what you have most of the time. You might have 1 to 2 people. I'm gonna say 2 to 5 people. 2 to 5 people that you can call. Y'all call each other. Y'all might even hang out from time to time. Every once in a while, every blue moon. Or you might have that buddy where y'all travel together from time to time. Some people have that. And there's another person that a lot of people have around, which it's not good or bad, but it ain't. You got to be careful with this type of person. The person that they're loving, caring, nurturing. They always know what to say to you to kind of give you a boost. But at the same time, there's that underlying that resentment that's there too. But it ain't got nothing to do with you. It has to do with her or him. And if you ever brought it up, if you ever brought it to their attention, they would say, well, nah, man, it ain't. They'll even tell you it ain't got nothing to do with you. They'll be like, well, it's just how I feel because of stuff that happened in the past and the decisions they made, blah, 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 this and that. That, you got to watch that type of person. You got to be careful with that type of person now, because like it's a slippery slope, as some people would say, a thin line. You got to know how far to go with those types of people. But they're not like the sheeple. They're not like the sheep. The sheep, you got to cut your losses and move on. It ain't going to work. The real talk. It's very important that you find your true friends before you make it, because after you make it, you will never be sure why the new people are around you. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, that's a good one right there, brother. That's a good one. Yeah, this is why a lot of people a good example of this is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a good example of that. Mike Tyson is a good example of that. How do you know they resent you? Because she told me. She told me. She told me in so many words. We talked about it, Shelley. Yeah. Yeah, I brought it up one day. Cause she said something like uh I'm happy things are going starting to go turn around and go your way. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what's that mean? I don't like how you made that. I didn't like how she said that. And she never said anything like that before. So that's when I was like, hey, what let's talk. Let's talk real talk now. What's going on with you? you know? So yeah. Sometimes you gotta read between the lines. Yeah, but you gotta know how far to go with those type of people. You gotta know who you're dealing with. That's why they always say it's chess, not checkers. You know, it's chess, not checkers out here, man. Yes, sir. That's you have to understand. This is why I always say, I always talk about it a lot. You have to understand the psychology of a lot of people out here. Just psychologically speaking, you have to understand people, how they think. And this is the biggest problem with most people in relationships today. Just period, across the board. Period. Whether you're black, white, Mexican, whatever. The biggest problem is people don't understand the psychology of how people think. Boy, once I got a grips to that, once I got good at that, and I can still get better, by the way. But once I got good at it, oh, it was things started getting better. Yeah, things started getting better. Drastically started getting better. Because I was like, oh, you gotta outsmart these fools out here. You gotta outsmart these fools out here, man. So it says lonely at the top. People have said that, Shelly. I don't really think it's lonely at the top. If it's lonely at the top, well, pull some people up with you. Pull some people up with you. This is what I would say, Shelly. If you're an intelligent black man with just a little bit of skills and you know a little bit, it can be lonely. It can be lonely then. That's what I would say. It can be lonely at times because you're alone. You're by yourself. Really. That's 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 what it is. Now, if you're one of those butt licking coons or you're just one of those guys that just like to fit in, oh, okay, you got have a bunch of people around you. You be a very likable guy. Yeah. But if you're a type of dude that's like me, I use myself as an example. If you're the type of guy that's like me, you're not gonna have a bunch of people around you. You're not gonna have a bunch of friends either. It's not gonna happen. You ain't gonna have a handful of people. Just like you're gonna have a handful of people at your bedside when you about to pass away. I mean, hopefully you don't have a freak accident, but if you pass away like most people in the bed, you're only gonna have a handful of people there. Mike got all kinds of shit to worry about. To white folks, and most they want to be around him because they see him as a pit bull that they want to show off to their friends. Yep. Yeah, check out my Patreon. And check out the Love Can't Wait podcast. Yeah, they like Mike now. He's a little, he's safe now. Mike Tyson, he's safe now. They done broke him in half, basically. Ain't no true friends, period. I don't know about that, Ryan. I think it depends on. It really depends, really. It really depends. Depends on how you meet these people. Yeah. So Mike ain't never safe. Nah, Mike ain't never safe. Well, no, when I say safe, meaning that he's approachable. That's what I mean when I say safe. He's approachable. They're not afraid of him. Yeah, he's approachable now. He wasn't approachable when he was younger. They'll see Mike now and they'll be like, oh, they'll give him a pat on the back and everything. Hey, Mike. Hey, if you see his podcast, you know what I'm talking about. Listen to his podcast, you be like, oh, man, the white guy on it, the white guy is the host. Everyone wants to volunteer to be a host on the Mike Tyson podcast now. First it was one white dude, now it's another one now. There's a new white guy on there. He's safe, man. He got a lot of support now. He got the big ranch out in Nevada somewhere. I think outside of Vegas somewhere, something like that. Someplace like that. He got a lot of support. All the white guys do all the work on the ranch. you know. Oh man. Yeah, man. But hey, you know, just gotta be aware of who you get close to. You can't let everybody, you can't get close to everybody. Just because people treat you nice, or kiss you, give you a hug, lay up with you, that don't necessarily mean that they can be trusted. That don't necessarily mean that you should get close to them. You know, because there's an assumption that just because she gave me some cooch, um, she likes me. No, that could have been just a one night of fun. It's like, especially when it comes to us and white women. It's like, all right, some guys say, man, she can't be racist. Man, she invited me over her house. And I slept with her last night. She can't be racist. Come on, man. Man, let me tell you something. Some of the most racist people happen to be the most nicest. They treat you well. And you want to know why they treat you well? This goes back to psychologically speaking. This goes back to the mindset that I was talking about couple minutes ago. You want to know why they treat you nice? Because they know if they treat you nice, they can get more out of you. Everything will be in flow, in harmony. That's why they treat you nice. If they treat you bad, if you treat you bad, you ain't getting nothing out of a person if you treat them bad. Unless you bully them, force them to do it. That you can't keep doing that but so long, getting violent with somebody. That takes too much time and too much money. But if you finesse them, make them feel good about themselves and show them a good time, oh man, you can get a whole bunch of stuff out of this person. That might last for a long time. He'll smile with you. He or she. They'll invite you over to the house and everything on the weekends. Man, it might even hook you up with a girl. Say, hey, you can have her if you want. She's yours. She's yours for the weekend. You can go upstairs. I told her you were coming. Now I'm laughing, but that happened to me before. Hey, that happened to me before. So this stuff happened. Because they, they have referrals. And a lot of these people get down very differently, than us, I would say. I had one girl, man. I met her like I think I met her on Plenty of Fish at the time. This is like 2010. I think I might have met her on Plenty of Fish at the time. This was in Charlotte. And I chatted with her for like maybe a day or two. We met up like right down the street. I'm talking like, for me anyway. She was coming from like 30 minutes away. Hey, I'm like, hey, you meet me on Albemarle Road at this bar, like 5 minutes for me. Right. Because I don't know. Maybe she might not show up. I don't know. But if she don't show up, who cares? I'm 5 minutes away. So we met up. She was cool, whatever. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Then probably next week, she came over and I smashed, right? And after a couple days, well, maybe a week or two go by, I called her and she said something like, hey, I got a friend that she likes you. I'm like, what? Where did she see me at? She said, oh, I showed her a picture of you. I said, oh, okay. So she's like, here's her phone number. Give her a call tomorrow. I said, oh, okay, whatever. Right. Now I didn't call her tomorrow. I think I called her like, maybe 4 or 5 days later. I call up. I said, hey, this is I think at the time the girl name was Linda. This is Linda's friend. She was like, oh, how you doing? Whatever. Right. So I talked to her for like 10, 15 minutes or whatever. She said she happened to live like uh 15 minutes away from where I lived at the time. So I said, hey, no, she was like, yo, when we getting together? She's like, hey, I heard a lot about you through my friend. I said, oh, okay. I hope she said something. I hope she said some good stuff. She said, oh yeah. All right. So I said, well, hey, we can get up the weekend. So she said, okay, call me the weekend. We'll we'll set a time and I'll come over. I'll come to your house. Right. So that's exactly what happened. I called her. She said, hey, I'll be over there. She said, give me 2 hours. She came over, it was like 8:30 at night. And I smashed her too. And it's on from a referral. Now, this woman ain't never seen me in her life. All she knew is what her friend told her. Linda. Yeah. This is how they get down. And this ain't like now from my point of view, for most people that I know, this goes to my family, my friends, people I grew up around. That's insane. That's crazy. But this goes back to the psychology. You have to know how people think. Other groups of people don't think like you do or like I do. Black Wolf, what up? You mean like the movie Get Out? Remember, they treated they treated him nice too. Uh, well, a Get Out, man, that was a little different. That's a little different. Get Out had his dumb ass food good, but his homeboy told his ass not to go to those woods with all them white folks. Becky, yeah, Get Out. The movie Get Out had a little twist to it. In the movie, yeah, they used his own daughter as bait to go out and get dudes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, from that perspective, yeah, they'll use anything to their advantage to get what they want. Yeah, a lot of people are like this. If they have to prostitute their daughter or pimp their daughter out, oh yeah, they'll do it. I've seen I've seen that play out many times. Men or men or women are equal. They are trying to hurt me. My hands are bisexual. And if I'm in danger, my hands will be the ones that bring about true equality in the world. Well, if you're being attacked, oh, gloves off. You have to defend. You should defend yourself. If you're being attacked, man, gloves off, bro. You're in survival mode if you're being attacked, whether it's man or woman. So there's no rules. If somebody's attacking you, trying to hurt you, hey, no, man, I don't care who you are at that point. You know, that's just me though. Why are you running through all? Hey man, that was a long time ago, man. Yeah, smash the like button. When people come to call Ellie, I start screaming, "Get out!" Try to save as many people as I can from the. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Listen, the first time I was around a bunch of white folks in a personal setting was at a dinner, and I looked around and I was the only person of color. That shit felt weird. And you were the token. You were the token. I've been the token. I've been the token a few times. Yeah, I in the beginning I felt uncomfortable. But as time went on, I just didn't want to be there no more. I'm like, man, it just ain't cool. I'm the only one. Yeah. Some people don't got a problem with being the only one. I just don't think, yeah, I just don't think that's cool. But it really depends, you know? Really depends. Yeah, smash the like button. Yeah. And yo, yeah, check out the Love Can't Wait podcast on iTunes. But man, at the end of the day, man, you're the prize, not women. Women notice. A lot of guys just assume that it's the other way around because she has the vagina. And putting a woman on the vagina don't have anything to do with putting a woman on a pedestal. A lot of this has to do with politics and these big corporations that make mad money. It's really how they want it. They want to put women on a pedestal because it benefits them. That's why these big companies this is why they exploit women for profit. And the women don't see it as exploitation though. The women see it as, hey, I got a check. I'm a model. You half naked in the commercial. Oh, I got a check. Hey, I was in the movie. You half naked in the movie though. You might not have no clothes on, but they'll justify it and say, hey, I didn't get exploited because I got paid. So I'm like, well, prostitutes get paid, hoes get paid. If they're on the strip, they'll be like, no, that's not the same thing. This is my job. You see, and this could go on and on and on down the rabbit hole. You know, this is why us guys, men, women are get into their feelings. Everything is based on how they feel. Us guys, we don't have that luxury. We don't really most guys, they do what they got to do. And they do what they want sometimes. That's most guys. Now, at some point, maybe some of these guys do what they want at some point. But They have to work their way up to get to that point. But most guys, they're not at that point yet. They do what they got to do, and they do what they want sometimes. And then some guys don't even do what they want at all. But see, women have that luxury. They can do what they want and ask for what they want and be delusional and be in that fairy tale world. We don't got that luxury. We don't got the time. We don't got, the opportunities. The older you get, the opportunities tend to shrink. They tend to be less and less. And if you aren't getting those opportunities, you might have to create those opportunities. Because see, the more opportunities you have, more options you have, more freedom you have. And see, most women aren't even thinking on that level. They're still thinking about, hey, they're trying to go to the newest restaurant that's about to open in a couple of weeks. Or they're trying to go to the restaurant that they haven't been to in months because of the pandemic. We don't really have time to be thinking like that. As a matter of fact, if you talk to most women, they won't say anything about no pandemic. They're thinking about, hey, I want to go to the beach. I'm hungry. I want to go to the restaurant. I haven't been there in a long time. I want to buy a brand new car with that stimulus check that's coming. You know what? See, like for example, when that stimulus check comes, I'm taking that money and I'm investing it. I'm gonna flip it and make more money, right? Now, the average woman, she gonna take the money, go buy a television, go buy a car, go buy a purse, something that ain't gonna amount to anything at the end of the day. Something that's not gonna hold no value, no asset, no nothing. And shoes, yeah. But that's how they get down. See, we can't get down like that. We can't afford to get down like that. That's damn near suicide for us thinking like that. So after a while, you get used to it. Just don't trust the ones that separate their milk. Oh, wait a minute. The milk from the cereal, like the movie Get Out. That's because women, throughout all of human history, always traded freedom of safety. Meanwhile, men have always done the opposite. Yep. Yeah, women like to feel safe. Safety over everything. This is why a lot of women get manipulated. Because if you make her feel safe, make her feel comfortable, sky's the limit. I wish we live in a culture that was no such lust based because it created crazy people. Yep. Pandemic kills a bunch of people in the minds of women. Women most affected because they can't go to Starbucks. Only women think money grows on trees. Yeah, a lot of women are losing their damn minds because they can't go to Starbucks, can't go to the mall, can't go to places that they usually go, can't go dick off on the weekends. Because a lot of those places are shut down, or if they're not shut down, they got a bunch of restrictions. So that really rubbing a lot of women the wrong way, boy. They're like, oh man, I you can't even go get with the side dude that she's been getting with for years. That broke her whole routine, man. A lot of women, They're losing their damn minds out here. Man, look, I was in the store parking lot yesterday and I saw this little hot ass chick with some Daisy Dukes on. 2 seconds later, I was thinking of all the trouble she probably was, and I just left. uh, yeah, man. Sometimes, man, you know it when you see it. You be like, man, I know what that is. I've been there and done that, and just keep it moving. you know? I'm telling you, man. Yeah, there's a lot of dysfunction out here, boy. I tell you, a lot of riffraff, a lot of confusion. But hey, man, you know what they say, man. Three things you gotta have in this life if you want to be all right or quote quote successful. Three things you gotta have in this life: relationships, resources, and a roadmap. Three things: relationships, resources, and a roadmap. That's it. That's it, man. Really, you know. My point is social media has ruined the minds of the youth and the culture. I don't think social media did it. I think the television did it. The big media, like the television, the magazines. Man, I saw this playing out like 2007. I knew where this shit was going. When I saw, I think it's like actually 2005. Well, in 2005, when I saw white women started having big asses, I like this shit over. It's over, bro. Because that's all they needed was a big ass. And I said, these dudes gonna lose their goddamn minds out there now. It's over. You know. Now, granted, white woman's ass ain't big like black woman's ass. It's shaped. Black women got the round ass. And there's some white women got it too, but very few, you know. But that's all white women needed. When I saw that happen, it's over. It's over, bro. The 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 only guys that gonna be able to survive and thrive and rise are gonna be the best of the best. And this I saw this in 2005. Before the internet really took off. I saw it in magazines, I saw it on the television. I saw it. This is when Ice T was running around with Coco, and she was on the. They started putting white women on these hip hop magazines. I like, oh, it's over, bro. It's just over, bro. It's like, and media is a very powerful thing, man. You know, I knew it was over. You know, it's and then black man this, black man that. He didn't do this, he didn't do that. And they start calling all these Dusties, Dusty this, Dusty that, and I go, oh, it's over. You know, it's over, bro. All I want is my container house overlooking the ocean with no neighbors on either side for like a block, and I'm good. I feel you. white women with big asses was a game killer for a lot of dudes. Yeah, I'm telling you, that kind of changed everything. Really, that kind of changed the landscape of that kind of changed the media. Cause that's when Kim Kardashian started hanging around. You know that? Because Coco came before the Kardashians. When that happened, I said, "Oh, it's over, man." You know, said mouth ain't as big as Kim K said, "Oh, this shit off." Yeah, yeah. The Kardashians they blew it up. They took it to the next level. Yeah, we do need a reset. Yeah, you know. So it's a game changing for sure, man. For real. Damn. But but us as men, we're always gonna be the common denominator, regardless of what happens, regardless of where we live, regardless of what we do. Really, you know. And we don't got no friends. We don't got no friends. You know. Yep. Well, Kim K single now. What I'm gonna do? Not a damn thing. I ain't touching that. I wouldn't touch. I wouldn't. Something about them Kardashians, bro. Everything they touch, it goes to hell. You know. But hey, man, I'm about to bounce. I didn't plan on being on here that long. I've been on here an hour now. So hey, it's all good, man. Just check out the podcast. Uh, check out my website, chooseyourrelationships.com. You know, anything I can do to help you out, you know, get at me. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.